Hello fellow traders, to a new video on analyzing the Apple stock. And today I'm going to go overview the multiple frames, monthly, weekly and daily. I've added couple of technical indicators and to discuss it with you guys and see what signals are these technicals are giving us. So we're gonna see what is the MACD saying on the monthly, weekly and the daily. Let's start with the monthly, and we're going to see how the stock looks like on the monthly chart. Apple stock is still very strong on the monthly chart. It's still above all of these moving averages. Here's the 200, here's the 100, and here is the 50 moving average on the monthly frame. So it's still strong, but there is some kind of bad news here on the MACD because it triggered a bearish signal here back in April. So it's still a bearish signal on MACD, but that does not mean the stock will drop. It will bounce, but on the long term it's actually a bad signal. We have the RSI, relative strength index, around 60, which is not bad nor good. Actually, we would like to see it around 70 to give us the strong momentum that we are looking for. Actually, Apple bounced on July almost 20%. So that's a strong bounce in a very short time. I don't like to see Apple to go 20% in that short period of time, because this gives us like the it gives us the indicator that it will goes back down again. So I'm afraid actually. So we'll see what happens. Well, I'm not gonna be pessimistic here, but let's see what happens on Apple in the following months. Please don't forget that everything shared here is for fun and educational content. I'm not a financial advisor nor a registered broker. So here is the weekly chart for Apple. Actually, do you remember when I told you that this technical pattern is very bullish technical? And here it goes. Look at this. Once we break this downtrend, it goes all the way up. Almost we're approaching the all-time high at 183. So actually Apple is strong, but not in the near time, in my opinion, because we bounced so much of a move. Look at this, like how much of, let me show what is this percentage. Look at this, 20-30% in almost a month and a half. That's a lot actually, in my opinion. I'm not gonna be it might goes up, but I don't like to see such a bounce in this short period of time. But let me just discuss with you guys what we see on the technical indicators. We still above the 200 week moving average, so this is also a good signal. Above the 100 and above the 50, there is a clear good signal here in the weekly charts. The MACD is triggering a bullish signal. Here is the blue line crossed over the orange line, so that's a clear bullish signal. However, I will wait a bit for a pullback around 50. I might join the ride. So we expect a pullback from this move. Then we can join the ride. But I'm not gonna buy Apple in these areas, because look how far we came. Look how far we crossed from the bottom. So every stock, once it moves so much strong, it should pull back a bit and look for another support and levels that it will goes up again from those levels. So I think Apple is strong in the short term, 1 month to 3 months, but it's still actually bad in the long term because we have a bearish signal on the MACD. So please be careful. For those who are looking to invest for a long time, you should enter in the on these areas around 200. Always look for the 200 when you invest for a long time, because this is the level that every stock nearly touches it, but when it touches it, it never goes back again to it. Once it bounces from the 200 moving average on the weekly or on the monthly, it rarely goes back. It will goes up, and it will rarely goes back to that moving average, unless it has like a financial problem or something. But for Apple stock, it is very strong stock, and so far we have no financial problem for the stock Apple. So let's go. I think I finish the weekly chart. Let's go to the daily chart. Here is the same trend lines that I draw them on the monthly chart. Look how they look, and it's clear. Multiple signals once we break it. And remember, I posted a short on my YouTube channel, so make sure to follow my YouTube channel to not to miss those perfect timing signal. Look at this. Once we break this trend line, it goes all the way up, and still we are touching the same trend line every time. Look at this. Here's a point for the trend line, here's another point, here's another point, here's another point. We're still holding this trend line. However, it's a bit sharp trend. I don't like to touch those sharp moves. I would love to go in Apple once it goes back to the 150 and touches this trend line. I will go actually without a doubt. I'll buy stocks and I'll buy options contracts if it goes back to this area, 150 to 148. This area looks a lot better for me to re-enter. So let's see what happens in the near future. So the RSI is in a overbought areas. It's like 71, 69, and also the MACD is turning like sideways, and it's going or almost going to cross in the bearish signal. So please be careful. Please don't do your due diligence, study, wait for a pullback. That's a lot better rather than just chasing the stock. Don't let that FOMO feeling affect you. We're gonna have Apple stock all year long. All the time we're gonna have all Apple stock. Just make sure to get it in a better price and not at the end of a long ride. Thank you very much, and make sure to follow my YouTube account. I always post beautiful, rich content for stock. Thank you, and bye bye.